Our story today comes from the Serial Killers edition, and it's called Augustine. Augustine and her husband Philip bought a home in Long Island and purchased 20 piglets, hoping to raise pigs. Augustine thought it was the dumbest idea she had ever heard, but she went along with it to please her husband. After all, he had the money. She couldn't believe that Philip's midlife crisis had led him to decide he wanted to be a farmer. Although skeptical, she admitted the little piglets were cute. Within a few months, they had grown into massive pigs. As the sows matured and became capable of breeding, the boar eagerly impregnated them. Before long, they had 30 pigs. Surprisingly, the couple began making a solid income from selling them. Augustine found herself enjoying the work, even naming the pigs. For a few years, everything went smoothly. But then, a brutal winter hit. Some of the pigs fell ill, and once word got out, no one wanted to buy from them anymore. The money dried up, but the pigs were still ravenous, dangerously so. Augustine tried scavenging for scraps in local neighborhoods, hitting up fast food restaurants and digging through garbage bins. Philip had become sickly and offered little help or money. Augustine noticed that the pigs, driven by hunger, would sometimes nip at her legs when she entered the pen. If her pants or shoes smelled like food, they would swarm her. One day, as blood started running down her leg from a bite, she had to flee the pen quickly before they attacked her outright. One afternoon, she and Philip were sitting on the railing above the pen, leaning over to check on the pigs. Philip slipped and fell. His head hit a rock, splitting open. Before Augustine could even react, the pigs swarmed him. His screams were brief. They ripped him apart, body and bones completely gone within minutes. Augustine was in shock. She had no children, no living relatives, and only a few curious neighbors. To them, she simply said Philip had up and left her. Alone and desperate, Augustine had to figure out how to keep the pigs fed. That's when the idea struck her. She began driving into the city, targeting areas where derelicts and homeless people stayed. Bringing bottles of liquor and hot sandwiches, she sought out plus-sized men and women. She lured them to her SUV with offers of food and warmth, telling them they could shower and stay in her comfortable home. Once they arrived, she would walk them to a ramp leading to the pig pen. She'd pretend she wanted to show them something, then push them in. The starving pigs tore through the fresh meat. It wasn't long before the pigs started looking healthier than ever. They mated again, producing strong, healthy piglets. Augustine began marketing and selling pigs once more. Business boomed so much that she had to expand the pig pen. She bought a new car and remodeled her kitchen. She proudly thought, "This diet has made my pigs healthier than they've ever been." As Augustine's pigs gained a reputation, people began asking what she was feeding them. Other farmers were curious and wanted their pigs to look just as good. But no one ever saw Augustine at the feed stores. She never picked up slop, corn, or any of the standard pig feed. Meanwhile, the city began buzzing about the mysterious disappearance of homeless people. No bodies were ever found, and most of the missing lived off the grid. Only fellow homeless individuals noticed and reported them missing. Complaints the police didn't take seriously. Many didn't even know each other's full names. Augustine, terrified of changing the pigs' diet and risking their health again, became more desperate. She began rounding up 2 or 3 homeless people at a time. However many she could cram into her SUV, she kept them occupied in her home and led them out to the pen one by one. Some nights, she went out 2 or 3 times. The larger pigs consumed enormous amounts of flesh, and if they weren't fed enough, They would even eat their own. She told herself she'd continue as long as she had to. Over the course of a year, she fed them hundreds of people. Eventually, Augustine realized she needed a new plan. She listed the farm and the pigs for sale online at a very high price. Buyers called almost immediately. During the day, she did interviews. At night, she continued feeding her pigs. One day, a wealthy couple came to visit. Augustine could tell right away that the man had money. His wife was rude and nagging the entire time. As they left, the wife stormed ahead to the car. The man lingered behind and apologized for her behavior. "She's always like that," he said, "and I'm stuck with her." Augustine replied, "That's such a shame, a handsome man like you, stuck with someone like that." He looked her in the eyes and said, "You look like the kind of woman who might have a solution." Augustine smiled. "Come back tonight. We'll finalize the sale and solve your problem." "I'll bring cash, a contract, and my wife," the man answered. "See you at 8. That night, the doorbell rang. Augustine opened it eagerly. The woman barged in, complaining about the late hour. "Don't worry, I'll be quick," Augustine said with a grin. At the dining table, the man opened a briefcase full of money. Augustine's eyes widened. She signed the contract and ran her fingers over the cash. "You've got something else for me, don't you?" the man asked. "Yes, follow me outside," Augustine replied. "I'll show you my secret recipe for keeping my pigs the healthiest in the land." They walked out to the ramp, the wife grumbling the entire way. As they approached the pen, the pigs jumped and squealed in anticipation. The man looked at Augustine and understood exactly what she had in mind. "Honey, come here," he said. "You can get a better look from here." "I don't want to see any nasty old pigs," she snapped. But as she stepped forward, he shoved her in. She screamed as the pigs tore into her. "Do they eat the whole body?" he asked Augustine. "They don't seem to leave anything," she said, walking closer to watch. "I lied," he said, and pushed Augustine in too. She screamed, "You bastard!" But the pigs were already on her. They shredded her within seconds. "Two birds with one stone," the man muttered, lighting a cigarette. "Now I've got your secret recipe, and I get to keep the cash."
You cold out here. Your loyalty don't come for free. So welcome to Street Stories NYC. Ooh, no mercy here. City, take your soul, leave you cold out here. Yeah, loyalty don't come for free. So welcome to Street Stories NYC.
Get the raw full 45 set collection. Available now on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, iTunes, and of course, StreetStoriesNYC.com.